My mother touched my forehead and said, "You don't have fever today. You can go out and play with your friends." I was all of 15 years old then, and I had been running this low-grade fever for a few months. We went to a few doctors, and a series of misdiagnoses and wrong medication extended my illness. But my mother was very positive. And she kept saying, "There's nothing wrong with you. You will become all right soon." That set the tone for my life. Although it would take me another year before I went back to school. My father used to say that never sit down idle for a moment. Whenever you have a free time and when you're up to it, please take a book and keep it with you. That started the process of my reading habit, which continues to this day. My brother is a very compassionate person. Every day after coming back from school, he would sit beside me and ask whether he could do something for me, get a glass of water or some beverage from the kitchen. I used to earn for the time that he used to spend with me before he went outside to play with his friends. And last but not the least, my beloved grandmother. She would wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and prepare a beverage for me, a hot beverage like Horlicks or Bonvita, to nurture me back to him. These are the people who have played a very important role in my life, to nurture me back to him. Good afternoon, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmasters and guests. I would like to thank Mr. Thomas for gently guiding me into Toastmasters and also being my mentor. I've joined Toastmasters to become a better speaker, something that I should have done a few decades ago, but it's never too late. College days were filled with fun. There's one event which stands out for its gravitas. Our professor, M.R. Srinivasan, a commercial law professor, was delivering his lecture. He had a booming voice and he always gave vivid examples for his lectures. He got a call saying that there was an accident at home. So when he rushed back, we were all wondering what exactly had happened. Later on, we came to know that there was a gas cylinder blast at home and his wife and only son had passed away. We didn't know how to react to that. 2 weeks later, he came back and all of us were in hushed silence when he started his lecture. He said, but whatever he said still rings in my ears. He said, my life as I know it is over, but yours are yet to begin. Your semester exams are coming up, and I've come back to finish the portions before that. There was not a single student who didn't have tears in their eyes. That his commitment to work is something that I still hold dear even today. After college comes work. So I had been writing a few bank examinations, and there was a feeling of exhilaration one day when there was an appointment order from the bank. One thing stands out in my bank experience too. One of my responsibilities was to send correspondence to various branches and zonal offices. In my experience, I used to draft correspondence and give it to my officer and a gentleman, T.R. Subramanian. He would only take a perfunctory look at it and say, "Have you seen it?" If my reply was yes, he would immediately sign on the dotted line. There was an implicit trust, which I have never seen in my office tenure. Implicit trust, and more importantly, never to micromanage. That is something that I hold dear even today. A decade later, I had reached a plateau in the bank and felt that I need to move out. I got an opportunity in the Middle East after Gulf War I, where I worked as an accountant for 4 years. After that, the land of milk and honey, as they say, the United States of America beckoned me. I went there for a good 15 years. Worked as a software assurance analyst for about 15 years in various fields like telecom and digital television. 2010 saw me coming back to India to spend time with my aging parents while they were in good health. During the last decade, I was fortunate enough to work for a couple of stints, one in Bangalore as a program manager for an equity firm, and the other one for a non-profit organization. Life has been good, and I always feel that I've been wonderfully supported by friends and family. It's been a good life so far. Thank you.
Thanks, Rangarajan. So, actually, I didn't introduce him because he is going to give his icebreaker speech. But I have some questions to you because since it's 2020, and you mentioned that something about some story when you're 15 years. Which year it is? Like when you're 15 years, which is the year?
1975.
1975. And were you in Chennai at that point of time?
Yes.
Okay. Like, what is the one change that you never imagined this will happen, but it is happening right now? Like in 1975, you didn't think that okay, this thing will happen. I mean, will never happen, and it happened right now. Or a drastic change.
Yeah, going to the US.
Oh, not in your personal life. I'm asking generally in Chennai.
Oh, generally in Chennai. Well, I should keep quiet. I can't say that.
Okay, I think it's come under Tabuta.
Yeah, it absolutely does.
Apart from that.
Yeah, apart from that. Can't think of something straight away. But all the changes have been good as far as I can.
Very diplomatic. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you, Rangarajan. And next speaker is going to be. Before calling the next speaker, I want to call the treasurer of. I want to call the treasurer of this term. Right, Dinesh. Hi.
Hi.
You have been the treasurer for the last term also, right?
Yeah.
Why did you choose the same role again? That's my question.
See, what are you making it seem?
No, honest answer.
Honest answer.
Yeah.
Honest answer is that second term I could learn even more.
So you didn't learn in the first term.
It's a new experience you can learn more.
Okay. And yeah, I think everyone got your chocolates, right? Is this going to be the same for every meeting this term? Or is it going to
You
be?
didn't get it.
Huh? No. Oh, you didn't get it. You have. After giving your speech, we'll get it. Okay, nice. Okay, the next speaker is going to be Toastmaster Navneet Kishore. Before calling Toastmaster Navneet Kishore, I would like to call his evaluator Toastmaster Raghunath Mishra to read out his objectives. Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be the icebreaker session from Navneet Kishore on the children pathway presentation mastery, level 1. And his objective is to maintain a decent pace and have a proper facial expression while saying while going through taking the speech. However, please note the timing is 4 to 6 minutes.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Toastmaster Navneet Kishore. Toastmaster Navneet Kishore, do what you love or love what you do. Toastmaster Navneet Kishore.
Good afternoon to terrific Toastmasters and ardent guests. You might have heard the 4-word jumble sentence. Do what you love or love what you do. The arrangement of these words will put all the people in two kinds of part. Like, first, I do not know, but about myself, I fall in the second part. I'll let you tell. Let me tell you. Let me apprise you myself about myself in three part of my life. First, school days, where I had a big dream. Second, the college life, the exhilarated moment of my life. And third, when I became the earning member of my family. Coming to the first part first, that's the school life. I was very good, very fascinated in solving the mathematics. And at the same time, I wanted to be an engineer. One of my friends told me, look, Mr. Navneet, mathematics is good, but to get a seat in engineering college, that too good, you must have good affection or love with your physics as well as chemistry. It was difficult to digest both the subjects at the same time. But I came to know that mathematics is the language of physics. And I started loving slowly. Coming to the second part, chemistry. It's a full mugging up subjects. But by hook or by crook, I mugged up and cleared my engineering exam. Finally coming to my accelerated moment of my life, that is, I got a seat in engineering college called NIFFT. NIFFT stands for National Institute of Foundry and Forge Technology. To tell you the truth, that college was meant for something special for the India with the collaboration of UNESCO. And I got a seat in that college, but my love was not for that engineering college, not with that engineering stuff. I was chasing my dream job, civil services. Initially, I was not very confident, I was not very comfortable, I was not very in love with the technical subjects. I was chasing my dream. Obviously, you can guess easily what happened at the end of one semester. I got poor CGPA, cumulative grade point average. One of my professors told me, Mr. Navneet, it's good that you're changing something new, something extra apart from this. But think what happened if you do not have bachelor's degree, which is one of the requirements for this exam. That day changed my life and I started loving my engineering college. And finally, I got a job through campus and joined my Jaipur. Coming to the earning member as a part of family. When I joined the Jaipur, I was very happy. I thought my targets are achieved. I have to achieve my target, and I started enjoying my life. But somewhere in the back of my mind, I was chasing my job, a dream job. So I left that job and joined, and I started my preparation for civil services. But I found that it is a time-taking job, and it will take minimum 3 to 4 years. So to have a better platform, I started preparing for DRDO, and within 6 months, I got a job in DRDO. I wanted to share this event to my friends that look, I got a job in DRDO. You know what they said? I was expecting a congratulations and pat on the back, but they say, no, this is not your cup of tea. You know what happens there? People are doing day and night cutting edge technology. They are making missiles and guns. You are not fit for that. And that was true up to some extent because I was chasing my dream once again. That is the reason I got very late MTech in IIT Madras as a sponsored candidate. I was trying to do something else and I was placed in something else. I was not loving which the place I was there. But slowly I started loving that course, and the intensity of love is so high that I wanted to convert my MTech to PhD. One of the, a very famous English philosopher, Sir Arthur, said that if you love what you do, you don't have to work in a single day in your life. And that happened in my lifetime so many times. I was doing something else, but slowly I started loving that thing. I found out I became successful in that area. With the same hope, I joined Toastmasters Club to improve my communication skill and leadership quality. Thank you. Over to you.
And thanks a lot, Mr. Toastmaster Navneet Kishore. And one question for you is, one thing which you did really good in 2019 and that you want to continue in 2019?
Yeah, I joined Toastmasters Club.
Everyone is different.
Okay. Apart from that, I've started running, and tomorrow I'm going for a half marathon.
How many of you guys are going for that half marathon, full marathon? No.
In dreams.
How many of you know that?
In dreams.
In dreams. See,
No,
he is an
I'm
experienced Toastmaster.
going
Okay. All the best for completing the marathon. Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Navneet Kishore. And so the third speaker is going to be, he is one of my good friend, Toastmaster Pranav. So this is how our friendship began. So I don't know his name. I forgot his name. So he called me Dai Chokuda. So that's how we started it. And immediately like, dude, this guy is calling me Dai Vada Poda and all. So I want to know his name. So I struggled a lot to find his name, and then I found his name, and I like this person a lot because he came to one of my show. Yes, madam. Everyone will say famous stand-up comedian, but no one has ever came to my show. Only 2% in this room have came to my show, and they are not coming again. I don't know why. Before calling Toastmaster Pranav Sudarshan, I would like to call his evaluator Toastmaster Renu Narayanan to read out the objectives.
Today my target speaker Pranav is giving his speech. The last speech is level 1, and that is researching and presenting. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review basic research research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. The timer please note 5 to 7 minutes. All the best.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venunarayan. And give a big round of applause for Toastmaster Pranav Sudarshan, aspiring entrepreneur. Pranav Sudarshan. Laughter is the best medicine. Laughter is the best medicine. Pranav Sudarshan.
Thank you, TM Modi. Good afternoon, all the Medallians and guests seated here. So, the topic is laughter is the best medicine. So, let me start with a very short story. So, there was one guy who went to a 5-star restaurant, ordered something. He had only 100 rupees in his wallet, but the bill was 3,000 rupees. So, he just tried to run away. The manager of the hotel caught him and he said, I'll take you to the police right now. He went to the police. The police put him in the cell for some time and he said, I want some amount for you to get out of this place. He paid 100 rupees left. That's called financial management. Okay, at least some of you are laughing. Thank you very much. So, now coming to laughter. I believe laughter is definitely one of the things that heals not only mental pain but also physical pain, at least temporarily. So, coming to the technical aspect, since it's a researching and presenting topic, I should tell something technical, right? So, first thing is there's something called happiness index. So, happiness index was research carried out in 150 countries, and it was found that Finland was the happiest country. You know where we are? Not even in top 100, 140. Brilliant. And number 2, there is one more term that is called as laughing quotient. Laughing quotient basically assesses how good your sense of humor is. Whether you're a boring person, you're extremely funny like jokes or like our DTM Guru Prasad sir, or how you are. Now, moving out from the technical aspects, let me share with you 1 or 2 incidents that made me believe in the power of laughter. And I start that right from this club in Medley. The first time I came to Medley as a guest, I felt this was all very serious. What is this? Serious people giving speeches. That's when I saw our former SA, Dr. Alagappan on stage. As soon as I saw him, I felt like coming to every meeting as much as possible because I know his SA, he'll come to every meeting. So I made it a point to come. And just watching him, I used to feel so nice, so happy. And I wish he was here. I wanted to tell him that he doesn't have a fan base only in Medley, but it's also in my house. Because whenever I go home, my parents don't ask me, hey, what happened to your speech? They will ask, did Alagappan come? How did Alagappan speak today? That's how much, that's the interest that they have. That's the influence that you spread as a humorous speaker. Number 2, coming to my school and college days. In my school, I earned a nickname called Smiley. You must be wondering because I used to keep smiling, laughing, making fun of teachers and everyone. And guys used to come and say, hey, how are you always smiling like this? Are you seriously happy in life? They used to ask such questions. And in college, I was very popular for doing mimicry. So like Chok does stand-up comedy, I used to do stand-up mimicry there. So all engineering students should know how boring these seminars are. They take it throughout the day. And after lunch, every student will just go and sleep straight away. And so they used to give these tea breaks during seminars. And the HOD and everyone used to run away to the canteen for tea or some biscuits. So during that time, all my classmates, they used to close the seminar doors, lock it. They used to say, Pranav, go on stage, do some mimicry. They'll hand me the mic and they'll force me to do some imitation of some teacher. And one fellow will stand outside the hall, checking if anyone is coming or not, like a watchman. And then I will start doing my enactments. And I used to just watch them. They used to laugh and enjoy so much. Clapping, whistling, and one fellow used to take his mobile and do the entire recording, like the VPPR. He'll do the recording, and after everything is done, he'll circulate it on WhatsApp groups. Now, this used to happen quite regularly, and I was afraid of the consequences that would happen. And as it was circulating, one day something really bad happened. Now, if you want to find that, you have to come for my next speech. I will not be revealing it today. And so the point here is, friends, spread happiness wherever you go, because life is very and too short to be serious. And I hope all of you have a brilliant 2020. Let 2020 be the best year for all of you. Thank you. And over to you, team.
And one question to you. One thing that you want to do in 2020 that you have never done it before, and one thing you want to try in 2020.
Become an entrepreneur, become a businessman.
Thank you. Thank you. All the best, Pranav Sudarshan, and How many of you are actually from Chennai? You're like born and brought up in Chennai. Only few. What are the? Hi, sir. You. Okay, when you first come to Chennai, what did you do? Yeah.
I was born here.
Oh, you born here?
Yeah.
Okay, you. Please take your seat. But who else? Who else is? Oh, you. The first thing that you think about Chennai. Yeah. When you came here for the first time.
First time.
Yeah. When did you come here?
When I was 20.
When you was 20. Year?
Chennai only.
No. I mean year.
Year,
Or
year,
year.
1984.
1984. One thing that you think about Chennai.
I like Chennai.
You like Chennai very much. Every Toastmasters is commenting.
Yeah, it's 35 years. Yeah, I've been in Chennai. I still love it. And I'm not Tamilian, by the way.
Yeah. See? Yeah. Why I asked this question is because I came to Chennai in 2012. So in my previous speech, I told like Chennai was like Switzerland to me. I didn't came here before because I don't know the climate and all. So Chennai was like Switzerland for me. So everything was new to me in Chennai. So when I first come here, how many of you are here in OMR Road? Yeah. I came here in 2012. So now if you see, there are like lot of shops and lot of shopping centers, everything is there. In 2012, it's not like that. It's like there will be one hotel for 1 kilometers. Now there are like 4 biryani shops every 10 meters and everything is changed. And I remember 1 square feet is 2,500 rupees in Boyama. And it has changed to 5,000, 6,000, 8,000 now. Still no one bought that plot. I don't know why. And so the next session is going to be table topic session. So prepared speech session is over. I would like to call timer to read out the qualified speakers. Yeah.
The qualified speakers are Toastmaster Rangarajan and Toastmaster Navneet.
Toastmaster Rangarajan.